Hi, everybody. Today I'm going to showcase the various playgrounds that we have for the Adobe Acrobat services. Now, as a developer, I love to write code. I will write code all day, every day. But these playgrounds allow me to quickly test something, to take someone's PDF and see how it's going to work with their APIs. And even better, when somebody is asking the same type of question, like, how is this going to work? How is it going to render? I can send them a URL and say, hey, try it yourself and tell us what you think. So, as much as I love to write code, I will still hit up our playgrounds for my quick test. And especially if I'm showing somebody how something works, it's a great way to kick the tires and see how the Acrobat services will work for you. So in this video, I'm going to show you the 5 playgrounds that we have available today. I'm going to walk through them, show some examples. In the description for the video, I will have links for all of these so you can try it yourself and tell me what you think. All right, so with that, let's get started. The first playground that I want to show you is the Adobe PDF Embed API playground. Our Embed API is a JavaScript library, not really a REST API, it's a client-side library. And it allows you to take your PDFs and render them in a web browser. So the playground will let you see a couple of different things. So first off, it shows you a PDF being rendered on a web page. It shows you the different types of modes. So in that last example, I was just scrolling down. You may want to show perhaps just one page at a time. There's also a inline example that takes a PDF and stretches the whole thing out. So, don't do this for a 50-page PDF. And there's also support for not rendering the PDF until the user does something. In this case, we have a button, and when we click, it opens up the PDF. So this is a pretty cool playground. There is a generate code button that you can click and see the code and then, play around with it. And you could even see how your PDF is going to work. So I can go and customize. I'm going to open a file. I'm going to open up a PDF I have available. And this is a scientific thing from 12 years or so ago. But you could see it, rendered in here. And you can even do things like, let's go back to the embed mode. Let's switch to size container. I can even do things like, let's turn off download and print in full screen mode. And now when I go into UI, I can't do any of these. So again, great simple way to see it in action. I do want to point out one small thing that kind of bugs me. We have a embed mode called full window, and it is the default experience that you'll get out of the box. It's called full window, and the text here even says fills the entire browser window. That is misleading. I am working to get this renamed to something better. It is not full window. It's actually the full div of the container that you will use embed in. So I've been trying to get us internally to rename it to like full div or full contents. I want to give you an example of how full window actually looks in context of a real web page. So I have some simple HTML here, some lorem ipsum. This is a PDF embedded, and it's the same one that you saw in the playground. You can see, you can scroll here. There's text above and beneath, and it is taking the full size of the div tag. It is not full window. So small minor thing that just to keep in mind when you work with PDF embed. Let's move to our next one. So the document generation API is easily one of my favorites. It lets you take Microsoft Word, put some tokens in there, and then take your own data and then mash it up and create a dynamic PDF or even a dynamic Word document. One reason I really love the playground is that they have a lot of real world examples. So you can see things like invoices, proposals, receipts, etc. You know, I love blogging and doing example code. I don't necessarily always do a great job of doing realistic examples. And I love that our playground has things that you would actually see in the real world. So I'm going to select offer letter. I'm going to hit continue. And what it's going to do is give me a preview of what that Word document looks like. So it has a nice, pretty header on top, and then you can see the text. These things in yellow, that is the tokens that will be replaced with your real data. And you can see we have some sample data over here. By the way, the yellow is just to make it stand out. You don't have to use that in your Word document, and you probably would not want to do that. But for the playground, again, it's a way of just kind of making it stand out. This example also highlights the Adobe Sign integration. These tags will not be replaced with your data, but you could take the result and then send it to Sign and start a signing process. So if I hit Generate Document, it will actually show me a preview. And you can see we have real data here. Everything has been replaced. The only thing not yet replaced is the things that would be for Adobe Sign. Now, you can also choose your own file. I have Microsoft Word here. I have a real small document with some tokens in. By the way, I'll point out, you can actually play with this API completely in Microsoft Word with our document generation Word add-in, and maybe I'll do a video for that later. But I have this Word document, so I can go in here and say choose file, pick my Word document, and then I'm going to choose data, and it's going to be in the same place. My JSON data is rather small. Let me make that a bit bigger for you. Basically name, start date, and state. So I have selected my own data. I have selected my own Word template, and then I could hit generate document, and we will see the result. And again, pretty darn simple. So let's talk about the next one. So the Adobe PDF Extract API is an incredibly powerful API that lets you pass in PDF documents, and it will tell you everything about the document. So every bit of text, every graphic, every table, give you information about where it is on the page and how it's styled and so forth and so forth. The Playground does a great way of highlighting this in terms of I have a PDF on the left side, and on the right side, I have the JSON output. Now, this is not pure JSON data. It's been rewritten to be a bit more readable. But what's nice is I can go in here and I could start clicking things. And when I click, it's going to highlight on the right side. So I could see it's a paragraph. I could see the path to this particular element, as well as the text, various attributes, etc., even the font. And what's cool is that I can also go on the right side and click something, and it will show me where it is on the left side. I could download the pure JSON data if I want to, and like with the other playgrounds, I can click to upload a PDF and pick my own. So I'll pick that complex PDF that I showed in with the embed playground, and we will let it process. Now, this is a pretty deep API, so it does run a bit slower. You see the warning here of taking up to a minute, and we could see the PDF. And again, it's very complex. You can see all the pages and stuff. And then if I wanted to, I can click here, and it will highlight on the right side what that element is. So again, you can work with the default. You can test with your document. and you can download the results and kind of look at how the pure JSON is rendered. I'll also mention that this API will also extract images and tabular data as CSV or Excel files, so you get access to that as well. All right, let's move to the next one. The Accessibility Auto Tag API will do what it says. It will tag a PDF for accessibility. Now, this is not meant to be a one-stop solution for accessibility. Rather, it's meant to do some of the grunt work for you to make your job making it fully accessible somewhat easier. So I will start with a PDF. I have one open here, and if I look at the document properties, it is not tagged. If I look at the tagged panel, there's no tags in there. So what I'm going to do is go back to the playground. I'm going to select PDF to tag. And then we will look at the options. We're going to leave it as is. The API will actually give you a report that you can look at to see exactly what it did. I'm going to go ahead and hit the button to start the process. Like the Extract API, this does take a few seconds to work. But when it is done, it is going to automatically download for me. And we'll go ahead and open that file, and we will open that PDF, and we will now see if I right click on this version, it is tagged, and if we go into the tagged panel, we can see all of the information there. And again, the API did actually return to me a report that I can look at to get more information about how it tagged the document. All right, so for our last example, we're going to look at the PDF electronic seal API demo. So this is going to apply a seal to a document. I'm going to pick, let's say, my short PDF to tag, and then I'm going to hit continue. And what it's going to do, it's going to render in here so I could see it, and it's going to actually allow me to configure the details. Now, I'm going to pretty much take all these as is, but I want to show you that over here on the right-hand side, that little button there, code snippet, you can actually look at real code, REST, Java, Net, Node, etc., to see how it would, what you would need to do to actually use this API yourself. And if you actually change the settings, the code updates as well, which is pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and do apply eSeal. It's going to take that PDF I picked as a sample, and it is going to apply the seal to it. And when it's done, it will render it, and we can see, yep, it has been sealed. I can even open up the signature panel and see that it has been sealed. So there we go. We have 5 different playgrounds. And again, I'm going to include links to all of them in the video description. You are free to play with all of these and give it a try. Tell me what you think. Thank you.